Hello, in this presentation we will define job order production. According to Fundamental Accounting Principles, Wild 22nd edition, the definition of job order production is production of special order products, also called customized production. When considering job order production, we are often considering a manufacturing company, a company that manufactures goods from raw materials, converting those raw materials to finished goods. The indication that would show that is that we have the specialized orders. These specialized orders would mean that the orders would be distinct in nature, and therefore the tracking of the orders often done best through the job cost system. Job cost system looking something like this. If we're producing inventory, then we would have the work in process, the finished goods, the overhead, and the raw materials accounts, all representing the inventory accounts and the flow of that inventory from the raw materials to the work in process and or overhead, finally ending up in finished goods where it can then be sold. When sold, converting to the expense account of cost of goods sold at the time of sale. We would then back up these accounts as we would with any accounts with the general ledger. So here we have the general ledger accounts: raw material, work in process, finished goods, factory overhead. These accounts in order by date of transaction, and summing up to the same amounts on the trial balance. For example, raw materials 170, 170. We've got finished goods 500,000 here, 500,000 here on the trial balance, and so on and so forth. We also need to back this stuff up not just by the general ledger, but also by job. That's going to be what is distinct about the job cost system. Reason we need to do this is because the jobs are not similar in nature, and therefore when we transfer those goods from the work in process to finished goods, and from finished goods to ultimately to expensing it to cost of goods sold, we need to know which costs are going to be transferred, and in order to do that, we're going to apply the costs out per job. So for example, we here have the job 14, 15, and 16, and we are representing the materials, the labor, and the overhead for those three jobs. Only job that is open here is job 16. We can see that the total costs add up to $260,000. That amount is being shown here in the work in process account on the trial balance, as well as the work in process account on the general ledger. That's going to be the concept of the job cost system. Notice that the other jobs, the closed jobs, are not the same amounts. So that's going to be because the jobs are not going to be the same amount. When that is the case, a job cost system is often used in order to track that inventory flow from raw materials to finished goods and ultimately to cost of goods sold when sold.